morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Ibadan. As we close out the month of April and we welcome a new one pretty soon, I want us to seize this opportunity to refresh, to recharge, and to refocus. A new month brings new possibilities, and we're excited to tackle the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. It means that against hope, we have to believe in hope. Today on Press Drive, you know how we do it. We're going to dive into the top stories, dissect the headlines, and explore the issues shaping our world. From politics to entertainment, business to sport, we'll cover it all. And our goal is to inform, educate, and spark meaningful conversations. So it's on that note that I welcome you to Press Drive, your daily dose of news, analysis, and discussion on I-FLIER 103.3 FM, Ibadan. I am your host, Marvelous Shobaloju Oyedele. Buckle up and let's dive into the news together. Get ready for stimulating discussion, expert analysis, and thought-provoking discussion as well. Good morning. As you already know, today is the 29th day in the month of April 2025, and we're starting the headlines from the front page of the Nation paper. And from the Nation this morning, we have these headlines: lawyers, litigants deploy attacks on court buildings. That's on page 15 to 18 of the Nation. Cardinals enter conclave for Pope's election May 7. That's on page 28. 6 SANs to defend Nnamdi Kanu in terrorism trial. That's on page 5. FIRS ask banks to close unauthorized tax account. That's on page 4. Right, WAEC NECO to adopt full CBT mode next year. Coming on page 28 of the Nation. Speaker backs bill on party funding. That's on page 5. Workers pending 5-month wage award for payment. Defection of Ovorewori Okowa to APC, a tsunami, says Shetima. And Lagos police raise strike force to battle criminals. That's also from the Nation paper. 14 governors, senators, ministers receive Delta's ex-PDP bigwigs. Why we moved, all of that from the Nation paper as well. Gospel singer Osinachi's husband sentenced to death by hanging. That's on page 27 of the Nation. From the Daily Times newspaper, we have these headlines on the front page. Suspected CBEX promoter surrenders to EFCC for investigation. Suspected CBEX promoter surrenders to EFCC for investigation. That's on page 11. Pro-Wike group demands probe of shooting incident at rally. Not guests. VP Shetima tells Oborewori, Okowa, others. That's on page 2. And we have more. Troop arrests 23 suspected oil thieves. Recover 180,000 liters of stolen products. That's on page 2 of the Daily Times. Late Osinachi's husband, Wachuku, to die by hanging. Court orders. That's on page 2. CSOs demands justice for 183 killed in Benue Plateau attacks. That's on page 10. And the last headline, Igbo monarchs pledge support for Tinubu re-election. Alright, you can check that as well on page 11 of the Daily Times. And a quick look at The Guardian. From The Guardian newspaper, we have this one: alleged $1 billion fraud. Suspected CBEX promoter surrenders to EFCC. That's on page 3. Ohanaeze urges Tinubu to accept peace move by pro-Biafra agitators. Ohanaeze urges Tinubu to accept peace move by pro-Biafra agitators. That's on page 29 of The Guardian. JAB: Peter Obi bicker over early exam schedules. That's on page 5. Alright, institutional fees. 51 varsities, others embroiled in illegal deduction from students' loan. Alright, 51 varsities, others embroiled in illegal deduction from students' loan. Alright, extra charges institution make on each NEL fund applicant. That's on page 6. Nigeria's judiciary will uphold principle of fairness, inclusivity. That from the CJN rather. 3,800 Ketepe pilgrims ready for airlift, Emir assures. That's on page 6. And in business, Access leads as bank earns 5.93 trillion naira from investment securities. That's on page 20. And in sport, Tinubu hails Remo Stars' historic MPFL title as success. That's on page 32. Tinubu to Oborewori Okowa: welcome to APC, not as defectors but architects of better Nigeria. Deltans want to get connected to Abuja, show Tinubu love. Coming from Oborewori. Alright, Governor Otto links defection to APC-led government performance. You can check that as well from the blueprint. Uphold equity, transparency. Federal government charges RMAFC. And on 2027, INEC seeks voting right for inmates, Nigerians in diaspora. Early voting for security operatives, others on election duty too. Alright, conclave to begin. Singer Sinachi's husband, Uwachuku, to die by hanging. That's on page 7 of the same paper. And now to the Punch. From the Punch, very quickly, we have this one. Alright, papal election guided by Holy Spirit, not politics, coming from Archbishop, and that's on page 7. And diaspora voting, INEC pushes for constitutional amendment. That's on page 56 of the Punch. And Achimugo's appearance, that's on page 57 as well of the Punch. And now to the Daily Trust very quickly. NEC Delta Caretaker Committee top agenda as PDP National Working Committee meets today. You can check that on page 12 of the Daily Trust. Tinubu is isolated, coming from Baba Ahmed. That's on page 8. Electricity-related incidents kill 112 in 2024. That's on page 6. We can win without governors, coming from El Rufai. On page 4. FIRS orders bank to close on
and people were surprised, and the way they were behaving, immediately they began to count the costs of what government is going to lose. Train stopped, bank stops, ATM
Internet
machine, everything just went off, even their phone, because they don't have power bank there like us. So it cost them a whole lot of economic loss. you can imagine. And there can be, in fact, there was power outage in the nation's seat of power, Aso Rock, and nobody switched to solar. 10 billion naira. If the
operating below 40% capacity. The Punch reports that the 125,000 barrels per day was brought back to life by the production capacity of 13,000 metric tons of carbon black. Commissioned in 1978, the Warri Refinery Petrochemical Company is operated and southwestern region. According to report, President Bola Tinubu commended the NNPCL for completing the refurbishment of the 125,000 barrel per day capacity Warri refinery, which reportedly kicked off operation at 60% capacity. It is focused
upon lies, white lies, black lies, yellow
white
lies,
which is white lies.
every type of lie. So all types of lie begin to fly around. But like the Yorubas will say, lies may be, enjoying, having the field day for some time, but the truth will actually catch up with it. The refineries, they said, even both Warri and the Port Harcourt, that we were told is up and doing, is live, it is healthy, it is this, it is that, and we were imagining that this thing that you are telling us is this. It's like you are using wood to cover our face. So they said no, but look at where it ended up. Unfortunately, I'm not really happy about this. Why should we be deceiving ourselves in this country? Like somebody will call one political party people deceiving people. Why do we like to deceive ourselves? People that are supposed to facilitate and ensure that welfare and securities are guaranteed. Why they lie? But only what I will just say is this, that whatever any one of us do, there is karma. Even if you don't believe in God, but people that doesn't believe in Otedola and so on. So these are the people that are generating the thing. What is the federal government doing? And every year they will allocate billions of naira on energy. Well, all I can say is that we are going to face a karma one day.
Now let me direct the same question to Engineer Gabriel Babalola. The truth is, after I saw this particular story myself, I had to go Google it. Like how many refineries are functioning in Nigeria? And guess what? 2 were said to be operating. And these 2 are the ones we are questioning right now.
Yeah, well,
the
partially operating, not operating.
Yeah, at least they are the only operational one. So what exactly is happening? Why revelations were not made by them? It's either a report came to the media and they had to investigate. That's how we get to know most of these things. They had never for once explained to us why.
So people are careful what they report. Same time, they don't want to offend people that bankroll them. But at the same time, one way or the other, the truth will definitely come out. And why do they not want to make the revelations? Because when you're supposed to, or when you claim to know Pythagoras theorem, and you have a simple arithmetic like 2 plus 2 to solve,
Everybody will clap for you, yeah.
because they know they are not failing honorably.
Okay.
Yes, because they know they are not failing. Track our steps and not we track what we said or what we did and all of that.
You can only hope and pray.
Okay, we'll go on another commercial. We'll be right back.
Unlock your child's reading potential. Introducing Bookworm Empowerment Children Literacy Center. We nurture a love for reading and learning in children for lifelong education with technology assisted in teaching learning to read and reading to learn. Expert instructors with a passion for teaching reading. Personalized reading learning plans tailored to your children's needs. Fun, interactive and engaging learning environment. Small class sizes ensure individual attention. Regular progress updates and parent-teachers conferences. Our program consists cognitive and technical reading skills, phonics, phomic awareness, fluent reading, decoding, vocabulary, comprehension. Enroll your child at this very excellent period. Contact us.
Voters card to replace the downloadable voters card to replace the use of permanent voters card. Specifically, the Commission is seeking amendment to Section 14, subsection 3, paragraph F of the third schedule to the 1999 Constitution to confer the power of appointing and disciplining heads of state and FCT office of INEC on the Commission. INEC is also proposing an amendment to Section 6, subsection 3 of the Electoral Act 2022 to confer the power of appointing heads of state and FCT office on the Commission. Another thing that INEC seeks is, they seek voting right for inmates, Nigerians in diaspora, early voting for security operatives, if others on election duty too.
Yeah, two things. Let's separate them because one I accept, the other one they are faking themselves. They are deceiving themselves.
So which one?
Okay, the one giving early vote for people in electoral.
They'll be busy that day.
On that day. That one is
perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
They're also looking at prisoners.
Of course, I said this severally here that prisoners also have a right. They have their rights. The only right that is curtailed by Constitution when you are in prison is your right of movement.
Okay.
So every other right you still have them. So you should not undignify them by not allowing them to participate in who governs them.
Okay, so they should be able to vote.
Yes, they should be able to vote. And that is why the Constitution is for everybody. That somebody can do transactions on your phone.
True, so why can't we vote on phone?
So why can't you vote on food?
That makes sense.
Sure, I think that one too should be introduced. Electronic voting.
They will not be able to monitor when you buy your vote. They won't be able to monitor.
So they will not even be able to buy a vote because they won't be able to monitor who you.
These days, that people sell their votes anyhow.
Yes, in this instance, you can't buy because they will not be able to monitor it.
Okay.
Then it should not be just a single day. It should be maybe a week since it is electronic voting. So you can be going to vote maybe a whole. You don't need to go to the unit and queue. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So all these one pan or one J.
But it will be reduced.
All that will be reduced. Now, but the one that I didn't agree with is this one that the ANEC will be appointing state rec.
Yes.
No, that's not what we said. We said the chairman of INEC
should not be appointed by the
every state of them should be shortlisted and sent to the National Assembly for the National Assembly to pick one. So Mr. President will no longer have any hand in who become, because whoever pays the piper will dictate the tune. So we understand that, and that is part of the waste report. Waste panels report are set up by the late President Yaradua.
Okay.
So that is the report. But this one that they are trying to be smart than half. I don't think anything will come out of that.
Okay, because of time, let me.
State rec INEC people.
I think the most important thing to me is that people should be voting on phone. Way. Yeah. Like that way you can hack the system. So they should make that thing closed circuit.
Okay.
So that nobody can hack it. And in the tube room, in the monitoring room, you have representative of the political parties, and you can monitor the real time, the way people's votes are coming in one by one. You can monitor
everybody should be able to do that
on their
phone.
phones too.
Yes,
you can see real time how
dà yẹn nu lé wọn kí pẹ́sidẹ́ǹtì APC kí pẹ́sidẹ́ǹtì PDP kí pẹ́sidẹ́ǹtì Labour ká ní kíní fídíò yẹn nu lé wọn tó owó ká ó lè máa tó bí wọn ìyẹn tó dá ẹ mú mọ ẹ̀sọ̀ yẹn náà mọ ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ̀ ń sọ yìí ṣẹ́gbọ́
Thank you.
ọdún ilé ọwọ́ lọ́wọ́ àfẹ́mọ́ ìyá tó gẹ́ Nàìjíríà àfi ọwọ́ Ọlọ́run ayé wa.
Everybody will know.
It's so it's so glaring that this is who won.
You are seeing it as it's dropping, so nobody can change it anyhow.
Okay. 105. Avio, don't mind him.
Me,
So now, let me make my submission on this INEC something you talked about. Actually, that would have been the best option for this country, sincerely, because that is the system in place now in UI as far as ISU election is concerned. That is how we do. It does. You can vote anywhere. You are in your room, on your bed, just cast your vote. Yes. And what led to it was a protest. So I believe that freedom is not given at our card, sincerely, until people are forced up or until people
Released a
of course, a memo, a directive that warning the students not to engage in such ungodly acts again. But many
we are advocating for blockchain technology. It cannot be hacked or manipulated.
Pastor Dr. Mukaila Famiwa says, good morning to every one of us. Thank you very much, sir. He says on Osinachi, he deserves it. He should die by hanging. Governors should append signature quickly to effect the hanging. On APC, turning Nigeria to one-party system. God is watching. I will judge all unrighteousness. God bless you. Thank you very much. Tolu added to his words by saying, I partially agree with Malam Nasri Erifai that the numbers of governors might not really be a determining factor in winning the presidency come 2027 because of the untold hardships the Tinubu-led administration has brought upon Nigerians. But it will also be good if the opposition can all put their houses in order and prioritize the interest of the masses, because the next election will truly be between we, the masses, and the APC. It's a pity that up to now, there's nothing to show for it. Don't take what would better the lives of masses. The crisis surrounding fuel would have reduced. I would just implore the federal government and the NNPCL to rise up to the occasion and do the needful.